So hi guys, today we talk about our director, Nicholas Drapo, director of Next Level English. He come here like a guest, and we have one young girl. Her name is Aliha, and we talk about Next Level English and all information about how young people can take information, how they can do project and something else like this. Okay, Aliha, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes. Good day. My name is Aliha, and I'm 18 years old. I studied at the University Sarsen Amanjolov, and my specialty is biology and natural science teacher.
And Nicholas Drapo, can you tell us about you? We know that you have some project, and we want to know how you achieve and the success and some information about you.
Thank you so much for the introduction, for inviting me here today. Really nice to meet you. So my name is Nick Drapo. You can call me Nick. So I'm originally from New Jersey. That's in the United States of America. I moved to Kazakhstan in 2009. I'm a teacher, so I was working in some international schools, and then in 2014, I opened up my own company. The company is called Next Level English, and since 2020, I have also been the project director for two projects that are funded by the U.S. Embassy. This is English for journalists, as well as English for STEM students, which I really want to talk to you about today, because this is a really exciting opportunity for the youth, for young people who are interested in studying abroad in the U.S., in STEM fields. And so I really wanted to just share this information with you today. So thank you.
So we have similar projects, I think, because we have like the same project, like youth talks. It's in Kazakh, Jastar Soilesin. And can I ask, do you know some words in Kazakh if you live so many years here?
Yeah, I speak English. Obviously, it's my native language. When I first came here, I started learning Russian, and now I'm learning Kazakh. My Kazakh skills are just kind of starting, and I'm just learning, but I think it's a really beautiful language. I remember, like, when I was studying Kazakh, there was one word that I was studying. I said, wow, this is so interesting. It's
енді қазақ тілінде кітей жалғастырып кетсек, жаңағы біздің проектіміздің, жобамыздың аты Жастар Сөйлесін болып келеді. Сондықтан да қазақ тілінде біраз ақпаратты айтып кетсе, Николастан сұрасақ.
Саламатсыз бе? Менің атым Ник. Мен Қазақстан жақсы көремін.
Ары қарай біз енді қазақ тілінде емес, ағылшын тілінде де жалғастырып кетеміз. Енді арт жағында орыс тілінде де айтып кетсек болады, сіздер түсінетіндей қылып жасалып отырмыз, үш тілде өткіземіз. Сондықтан да қажетті ақпарат болса, сіздер тағы да бізге асты жағына жазып, комментарийге жазып, бізге ақпарат жолдай аласыздар. Сұрақтарыңыз болса, тікелей бізге берсеңіздер, сұрақтарыңызды біз Николасқа қоя береміз. Okay, Nicholas, can you tell us about you said about your project, and can you tell us about your family? How do you live? How you have lots of time to spend with your family?
Yeah, that's a good question, because for me, family is number one. It's my first priority. So I have a wife, Menin Ayelam Kazashka. And so yeah, I am Kibala, as they say. And so, yeah, seriously. So, and we speak Kazakh, Russian, English at home. So I have two kids, and they speak three languages. So they're kind of like a model of this three language program that I think in Kazakhstan is very important for the future. That every language that you learn opens up so many doors for you, doors of opportunity. I love Kazakh language, and so our kids are studying it. My daughter is 6 years old, and my son is 3. And so they really like Kazakh language. Yeah, they're always talking to their mom in Kazakh, and it's very interesting. It's very interesting for them also because when we go to America or when we go,
international family,
international family, yeah. So we spend a lot of time together, and also like work-life balance, I think, is very important. So always trying to improve it, trying to spend more time with family. Yeah.
Wow, good. I didn't know that you have a Kazakh wife.
Yeah.
So it's very cool. So I have some question about your work. How do you achieve this success, and how many years do you work with your project?
Yeah, so I started this, I have two projects, so I can talk about the English for Journalists first. English for Journalists we started in 2020. It was during COVID, if you remember. It was during the lockdown. Yeah, and
Difficult time.
It was a very difficult time for our school because actually we closed our school. We moved to online format of education, and just like everybody, we were just trying to do everything online because we were locked down in our apartment, and I just saw that there was this advertisement for a grant from the U.S. Embassy to do English for Journalists, and I said, well, I'm an English teacher, and we have our school. We moved the school to online. Let me try to just maybe win this grant, but I thought there was like a very small chance, but actually we went through the first stage, second stage, third stage, and we actually ended up winning, and it was amazing for us, for our school. During COVID, when a lot of businesses were closing, actually we were able to expand our business significantly, and I'm really grateful for that, and I think the project's also really important.
Okay, Aliha, I have some questions for you.
I think this is very banal questions, but I'm interested. Do you like your job?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I think being a teacher, it's my calling, it's my vocation. It's like it's something like that's just part of my like DNA, you know. So I love teaching. I love education. I'm passionate about helping students to like think critically, to be creative, and like to think outside of the box. I love it.
You are not only a teacher, you are also a journalist, and it's not difficult for mix him.
Yeah, well, I'm not actually a journalist, but I do teach journalists. And so I teach like media literacy, and I teach like writing. So for example, when I teach like university students, I might teach them essay writing for IELTS or TOEFL or something, for some international exams. When I teach journalists, we adapt it so that we're teaching things like article writing, how to do interviews in English, like what you're doing today, which is amazing. And so I mean, I love it. I love like adapting and like using English as a tool for life, for real life skills. And so that's what I'm passionate about, is like actually like just using English as a tool for success.
What can you tell about media literacy? How you work with use here in Kazakhstan?
Yeah, actually, I think media literacy is a very, very important topic, like critical topic for today, because I think that like we live in this information age, and there's a lot of like fakes out there, like with AI and other things, and I think especially like high school students, university students, everybody needs to have some basic understanding of media literacy. Things like we call it in English like a bias, like when there's like an obvious like opinion being maybe concealed, maybe there's some other kind of like emotional speech, yellow journalism, things like that can easily manipulate people if they don't know how to recognize it. So we're trying to help students as well and professional journalists as well with media literacy to learn these skills so that they can think critically, ask questions. Don't just accept something as true, ask questions, dig deeper, read between the lines. It's very important.
And how use your information, and how they know about your project?
Yeah, so every year we have a big open call So we actually, the first project I mentioned was the journalist project, but we also have English for STEM. And English for STEM, it's for university students. So in this case, what would be, I think, really important for your audience to know is that any university student that is interested in studying in the US in STEM fields, STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. If you're interested in any of those majors in America, and you're a university student, we can accept an application from you. And even if you have a level A1, starter level of English, you can join. And after you join, you'll get absolutely free English lessons. And this is especially English for scientific.
It's a good possibility for young people. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, because it's totally free. How many students pay for English out of their own pocket? We're trying to do it so that it's free for students, so that they don't have to pay for themselves. And I think it's also very important because we don't only teach them just general English. This is also, we're going to teach them university essay writing so that they can do their application for universities better. We also help them to connect with US universities. So we have representatives from the universities coming, speaking to the students, and they can ask questions, learn about the different programs. And also we help to try to connect them with the Kazakhstan government scholarships, things like Balashak and other programs. You've heard about Balashak, I think everybody has. And we also help them in the application process and connect them with the Balashak so that they would have a better chance. Of course, we can't guarantee, but we do try to support them as much as we can.
Yeah, we heard about Balashak programs, but can tell for the youth how we can apply for Balashak, and can you help us to know about this project more?
Yeah, so applying to Balashak, you need to be entering into a master's degree. So you should already be in a university in Kazakhstan. It's only open to Kazakhstani residents, so you have to be a resident of Kazakhstan. And you also need to have a GPA, that's grade point average, of 3.0 out of 4 or above to apply for a Balashak. And all of the conditions and the terms for Balashak you can see on the official Balashak website because there are a few other details. But actually, before you even apply for Balashak, you need to be accepted into the university. Yeah, so you need to be accepted into American universities, and they have their own requirements. And the first one is a language requirement. So you need to speak English well enough. And that's why we're supporting the students with English language courses, because they need to be able to get into those American universities first of all. And then after you are accepted, it's much easier to apply to Balashak, to get that kind of a support from the Kazakhstani government side.
So I think it's good information for our students or some youth. And I think Aliga have question for you.
Мне как студенту, конечно, интересно, как я могу поступить в английские вузы. Мне нужно ли сдавать тесты, как IELTS, TOEFL?
Да, обязательно вам нужно делать какой-то экзамен, либо IELTS, TOEFL. Есть много университетов в Америке, которые сейчас принимают тоже duolingo. Duolingo есть свой экзамен, да, это тоже интересный вариант, но вам обязательно нужно сдавать.
I think it's easy, это легче, да, немножко?
Да, я думаю, что Duolingo, IELTS, TOEFL, они почти одинаковые, поэтому у вас есть разные варианты, но вам обязательно надо доказать уровень английского. Но каждый университет есть разные стандарты. У кого примерно по IELTS 6, у кого 6,5. Если университет очень конкурентный, они могут требовать больше баллов примерно. Но есть разные университеты. Есть университеты, которые принимают 6 баллов. Это примерно как среднего уровня. Да. Нет, максимум это 9. Поэтому как 6 это как intermediate уровень, как B1+.
It's enough, I think. Это достаточно для того, чтобы поступить. Yeah?
6, 6,5, да, вот разные программы, разные университеты. Поэтому, когда вы будете собирать документы, вам надо проверять сайт университета и посмотреть их минимальный и максимальный балл.
Занимает ли это очень много времени? Например, сколько времени мне нужно, чтобы поступить?
Ну, смотри на ваш уровень английский, когда вы начинаете, да. Если стартер уровень, тогда вам нужно подняться примерно до уровня upper intermediate, да. Ну и, возможно, год вы можете, если вы серьезно будете учиться, вы можете примерно, у нас вот English for STEM проект, мы берем студенты, которые есть elementary уровень или pre-intermediate, ниже среднего, или elementary, и они через год уже будут сдавать свою анкету на университет. Они будут учиться 250 часов в течение года. И в конце мы надеемся, что они будут тоже и получить вот the green light, yeah? Зеленый свет на вот это.
Вы помогаете изучать английский, потом помогаете поступить.
Ну, поступить, да, мы помогаем именно вот application, анкету и эссей. Тоже мы познакомим им с университетами, но они сами должны подать свои анкеты, сами должны собирать, они должны сами выбирать университеты. Конечно, мы поможем, посоветуем, но у них тоже своя ответственность, они должны сами подать все документы, сами должны это делать.
Сами должны добиваться, да?
Мы поддерживаем полностью. Просто иногда вот людей просто не знают, что у них недостаточно информации. У них недостаточно, просто они даже не знают про примерно грантовые программы. Они вообще не знают, как, первый шаг, как начинать. И мы, конечно, поможем с этим.
Да, на самом деле молодежь, вот если та, которая живет в сельских районах, либо вот в городах, которые расположены немножко дальше от центра Казахстана, да, как Усть-Каменогорск, многие не знают о том, что есть такие проекты. Даже вот о вашем проекте, я думаю, у нас только вот по эфиру узнает именно Восточный Казахстан, я надеюсь. Вот.
Да, на самом деле, когда мы придумали этот проект в американском посольстве и Балашах, мы разговаривали, и мы видим, что здесь очень прекрасная возможность для казахстанских студентов, бесплатные, они могут получить полные стипендии, полные, вот через Балашах, да, но много студентов из областных городов, как Усть-Каменогорск, у нас тоже в этот проект Костанай, примерно, и другие областные города Казахстана, они, не знаю, может из-за уровня английского, разные причины, они не подают документы на Балашах. И мы хотели им помогать с этим, чтобы они тоже имели вот этот доступ к такому прекрасной возможности финансирования, чтобы они могут тоже учиться в Америке.
Они могут онлайн обучаться у вас?
Онлайн обучение есть, но мы предпочитаем офлайн. Мы думаем, что студенты тоже, когда у вас офлайн занятия более эффективны, но, конечно, примерно лето у нас будет, когда студенты отдыхают от вуза, да, у нас будет онлайн-программа, и мы как гибридный формат, я думаю, что это самый эффективный, который мы учили во время COVID, что такое гибридное обучение, что офлайн занятия есть, и тоже у нас будет большой, мы на английском называем MOOC, Massive Open Online Course, English for STEM, английский для STEM, и мы это будем сделать во время лета, и студенты будут обучаться онлайн, у них будет тоже как встреча по видео.
Проживание там будет или они должны, место локации у них должно быть в Алматы?
Нет, вот когда онлайн, они могут, где они находятся, примерно много студентов.
Вот офлайн они должны быть там, да?
Офлайн, да, мы очень благодарен тоже, потому что мы нашли такой хорошие партнеры вуз в Усть-Каменогорск. Это Kazakh American Free University, казахстанский американский свободный университет. Они нам дают абсолютно бесплатное помещение. И мы тоже, как у нас здесь прекрасные преподаватели и тоже носители языка, которые тоже обучают наши студенты. И это прекрасная возможность тоже офлайн. И студенты большинство предпочитают тоже офлайн, но во время отпуски, отдых, да, когда,
отдыха,
каникулы, student holidays, тогда мы тоже онлайн формат включаем, чтобы студенты не пропустили вот длинное время, да, без английского. Каждый день должен учиться, каждый день, чтобы получить эффект. Да.
We need practice every day.
Every day. Practice English every day.
Yeah. So I have one question. What qualities should a director have?
For business or?
For example, I think for your project.
Yeah. So as a project director, for me, like my job is really to make sure that the project is meeting all of the goals. So for me, I think that if you're going to be like a project director or a project manager, project coordinator, or if you're going to open up your own business, even if you will just open up like a small business, like a kiosk somewhere, you should always have a very clear goal in mind. You should think big, like have a big goal, you know, like I really believe.
You need to believe that.
Yeah. So for me, it's really about making a positive impact on society. Like through our English for STEM project, we're looking at helping these students to succeed in their goals. Yeah, we're looking, and so
if you see results, you can do it better, I think. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think you need to always be tracking with those goals. So you have like one big goal, and you should like regularly try to like just evaluate at sinit, you know, like just evaluate like how am I working towards my goals. You have this big goal at the end, yeah, and then like I'm always coming to the different cities. I visit them. I look at them, site visits. I talk with students. I give them surveys. We do focus groups. We give them tests. We check their English skills. We talk with the teachers. We get feedback from the teachers, from everyone involved in the project, because we need to understand, like, are we on track? Are we going to achieve these goals or not? And if there's some problem, then we can make some changes early on. So I think you should always have a clear goal, and you should like be checking, are you like actually making progress towards that?
Do you have a branch of your organization here, and how it's work, and how people can apply and know about more information about it?
Yeah, so Next Level English, my company, we actually have partners all over Kazakhstan. We're currently in 10 cities in Kazakhstan. So that's Almaty and Astana. We're also in, of course, Uсть-Kamenogorsk here, and Kostanay, as I mentioned. But we're also in Karaganda, we're in Kokshetau, we're also in Aktobe in West Kazakhstan, we're in Atarau and Aktau, as well as the south in Shymkent. So I'm traveling a lot. I'm always visiting the different cities where we have partners, and we're just making sure that everything is like at the highest quality. I'm really interested in the quality. It's our name, it's our image, it's our brand, and also just because I really want to make a positive impact. So we need to make sure that we're doing that.
I have next question. What city do you like in Kazakhstan?
Oh, I don't want to offend anybody. I mean, I live in Almaty, and so Almaty, I really like it. The mountains. I love Astana because it's such a modern city, new city, working city. Every time I go to Astana, I have these business meetings with different people, and it's always like a very productive time. And then I love visiting like the regional cities. For example, this year we started a new project in Atarau, and that's so interesting. Working with like Atarau, a lot of people they have like oil and gas sector there, and it's very interesting to see how, like the different cultures. Like Aktau has the beaches.
How people think that they have lots of money in Atarau.
Atarau, maybe because it's oil and gas, right? So, but I think that also there's like in Uсть-Kamenogorsk, there's also a lot of like projects, in like the mining sector in Uсть-Kamenogorsk. I think for people who are like STEM field, there's a lot of opportunities here to work as like engineers, like in various companies that are doing like mining and exploration and things like that. I think it's good for like STEM students, especially like in East Kazakhstan. And I think Uсть-Kamenogorsk is a beautiful city. The mountains are near here, Ritter and other kind of cities.
We have some problems with ecologists here.
Well, I don't know, because for me, also I started to really get addicted to the East Kazakhstan honey. Yeah. The honey from this region is famous. Every time I come here, I always buy a big container of honey and bring it back, because I think it's the best in the world. I brought it when I went back to America last time. I took honey from Uсть-Kamenogorsk, and I brought it back to my family, and actually it was very funny because it says that they wrote on the honey, they said this honey is good for for
health.
For health, but they also said it's very good if you want to have a family, create a family. And so my brother ate it, and now his wife is pregnant, and they have a baby coming. So it was very effective. I think the East Kazakhstan honey, the Altai region honey, Uсть-Kamenogorsk, it's very interesting. But I think there's something special about every city, every region. Kazakhstan is full of these hidden gems. And I hear that from a lot of my American friends, colleagues. They come here and they're just amazed by Kazakhstan, and they're like, how does how come not so many people know about how amazing this country is? So really, we're at just the beginning. A lot of people, I hope, will discover Kazakhstan and will start visiting, and not only visiting the big cities, but getting out of the big cities and seeing the rural cities, seeing the oblast cities like Uсть-Kamenogorsk and other cities, because there's so much to see here, so much to do.
Would you like to change something in your life or change your job?
I think change my job, no. I think we should always be growing, and I'm always thinking about what the future will hold, and what kind of projects we can do in the future. I love education, so I'd like to just grow the impact. I'd like to be able to work in more cities, to expand our project, to expand our school to more cities in Kazakhstan. So change, no, but I think I also always want to grow.
Would you like to try yourself in another field?
In another field? No, but I do think that one good thing about being an English teacher, I can work, for example, in STEM. STEM is something new for me. I don't come from the scientific background, but when I start to manage the STEM project, I start learning about science. I start thinking about how to include scientific tasks into English learning. When I started teaching the journalists, I said, oh, how will I teach journalists? I don't really have anything in common with a journalist. But then I started to study more and learn more about journalism, and I understand, wow, actually I really love this, and this is so interesting. And started to think about how I can include media literacy, broadcasting, article writing, and things like that into my lesson. So there's lots of other fields. Like when I teach business English, I start learning about business more and more. And so I think there's a lot of opportunities to kind of quote unquote change my profession, but not really. In teaching English, I have a chance to learn a little bit about a lot of things, which I love.
I think it will be very interesting for our students. And one question I want to ask, do you like our traditional foods, national foods, Kazakh foods?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I love, of course, bishparmak. Bishparmak, it's my favorite. And so I really like kazi. I remember when I first came, I was a little bit afraid to try it because horse meat, I had never eaten it in America, but and then I remember I went with my wife. We went to one of the bazaars, one of the markets, and actually I went and I visited and I watched how they make kazi. And they pick out the best quality rib meat. They put the salt and pepper and garlic on it, and I'm like, wow, that looks so good actually. And I was like, I don't know why, but when I was thinking sausage, I thought it would just be some different cuts of meat all put together. But actually, they were choosing the best meat.
In America, some people ask me, why you eat horse?
Yeah. I know. For us, maybe it's a little bit uncommon. I think it might even be something that some Americans might not like. But I remember last time I went back to America, I was renting a car, and I was just talking to the man who was just renting me the car, and he said, oh, he saw that I have my Kazakhstan driver's license. And he said, Kazakhstan, I've never seen that one before. He said, tell me about Kazakhstan. What do you do there? I said, well, I'm an English teacher.
Can we use Kazakh drive license in America?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's an international license. You can. Absolutely. So since I live here and since I'm a resident of Kazakhstan, I have a Kazakhstan driver's license. And when I went back to America, I drove with my Kazakhstan license as an American, And so we went there. Yeah, there's no problems at all. And I told him, I said, well, Kazakhstan's amazing. He's like, what kind of food do they eat over there? I said, horse. And he like just fell over laughing. He was laughing so much. Yeah. He said, okay, here, take the keys and you just get out of here. You're here. Maybe he didn't believe me. I don't know. But really, it's delicious, actually. It's so delicious. And like, you know, I think the Kazakh people take so much care in choosing like the best meat, you know, preparing it. It's like not so many ingredients. It's kind of like minimalism. But every component is like of the best quality, which, I mean, you can really appreciate when you eat it.
You live in Kazakhstan for 50 years, and what you know about our mentality?
I think Kazakh people, obviously, everybody says Kazakh people are the most hospitable. It's really true. It's really true. Like when I visit with my friends, like when I go to America, my friends.
Like Cuba.
Yeah. Well, like Cuba, well, that's I can share about like family, and that's definitely something. But even just like friends, even people who like you never met before, like they will invite you over to their house, and they just prepare a table. They prepare a table that's just like there's no space even for me to like, you know, to put my arms or anything on the table. Like, you know, it's just covered with like amazing food, salads, everything, and they're just like to like really roll out the red carpet for every guest. It's something that, like, for example, in America, I go with my friends, and like if my friends invite me over to the house, you know, we also have our hospitality, but you know, it's different here. Like, you know, in America, like it might be like a bag of chips and just like you just sit and talk and like, you know, just relax. But like coming to Kazakhstan, it's like, you know, I go to visit my friend's house and they have, you know, so much food, so much salads. It's like I can't even like, you know, get up after that. They say like, you know, oh yeah, that was just salads. And I said, and they said, oh, the food is the main course is coming. I said, that was just salads, because it was like so much food. And I'm like, I can't eat any more. They're like, no, this is the main course. And then they bring out something else after that. I'm like, how is it possible? So, but I've gotten like used to it. I think my stomach now can like stretch to like to do it. But yeah, I love Kazakhstan. So I think like the mindset of people here is like, it's about like friendship, relationship, hospitality. I really, really respect that. And I think I've also changed a lot coming to Kazakhstan. I've started to value those things also a lot more in my life, and in the friends that I make. I also like start to value like hospitality, friendship, relationship more.
Some people come when they come here, they said about that they feel in Kazakhstan like in their home, and it's very warm for them.
Yeah, it's true, because you know, when you're a foreigner and you come to a new country, you can sometimes feel a little bit like maybe lonely, isolated, like you don't know the language, you don't know where to go. But foreigners who come to Kazakhstan, I just hear it again and again. They're like, wow, I feel like so cared for. So like, you know, they immediately like make friends with people. And like, for example, I have some English teachers who work with us, and you know, they make friends with their students very quickly. The students are inviting them. Like, for example, today, our English for STEM students, they said, we want to take you out tomorrow, and we'll take you on a walk around the city. Let's go for coffee afterwards. It's just like, there's more than just, you know, work, home. They have this like, you know, social life where they want to connect with you. And that kind of human connection is really important. And especially for a foreigner coming, like, you make those connections with the local people, and I don't know, like, I hear from a lot of Americans when they come back, they're like, Kazakhstan was special. There was something, like people who have like been all over the world to so many different countries, they're like, there was something about Kazakhstan where I connected, and you know, I just love this country. And I can say it too, like, you know, there's something really special about this country, and I really love it.
Thank you. So for the end, I want to ask about how can you tell us methods to apply for your projects? For example, first step like this.
Yeah. Right. So I think the best thing for you to do would be to first follow our school's Instagram page. That's if you go onto Instagram, you can search for Next Level English. It's one word, Next Level English, and you can find our page. We always post the links to apply. For example, the STEM project. It's stem.nle.kz.
We give links for our students and who want to know more about this.
And I'd also say that in addition to following our school's page, you can also follow the U.S. Embassy page. That's at, Sabachka they say in Russian, right? At US in KZ. It's one word together, US in KZ. They always post about the different projects. So it's like my project, I'm managing these two projects, English for Journalists, English for STEM, but there's many projects. There's the English Access Program, which also supports students who are learning English from the villages, like outside of some of these cities. And also there's many projects in like the American corners around Kazakhstan. And so like definitely follow like US Embassy page and the American corner page for your cities, and follow our page as well, Next Level English.
And we have some alumni projects too, I think. I heard that we have projects for, we can apply to the project for alumni people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think alumni of projects should really always kind of stay connected with the project. For example, our English for Journalists project, we have over 700 alumni now. And even after if they maybe will not be able to study English anymore, or maybe they finish their course, they still want to stay connected with our project, and there's lots of opportunities for them. The U.S. Embassy has lots of like small grant projects for alumni and things like that. So yeah, I think that it's best just to watch the U.S. Embassy social media page. It's US in KZ, and just watch that because there's lots of alumni programs.
Yeah, we give links. Бізде уақыт аяқталды. Қазақ тілінде аяқтасам болатын шығар. Енді бізде жаңағыдай өзімізде болған Алиға, Шығыс Қазақстан мемлекеттік университет, Шығыс Қазақстан университетінің студенті, Аманжолов атындағы, және Николас Драпо, Next Level English компаниясының директоры. Сол барлықтарыңызға рахмет, назарларыңызға рахмет. Сұрақтарыңыз болса,
рахмет.
Всем пока.
Сау болыңыз.
Сау болыңыздар.
Сау болыңыздар.